Swadika and good afternoon. We are back again for the English language summary of the press briefing live from the Center for COVID-19 Situation Administration, or the CCSA. Today's briefing is for Friday, the 20th of August 2021, and I'm following the summary of the CCSA operational meeting this morning delivered by Dr. Aphisamai Sirangsan, the Deputy Spokesperson for the CCSA. Now let me start today on an update about the number of vaccines that we have administered since the start of our vaccine drive. So yesterday we administered 651,606 doses of vaccines, and that's a very good number, and we hope that this trend will continue. So therefore, the total number of vaccines administered nationwide now stands at over 25.8 million doses, and that's almost 26 million doses, and the number is rising as I speak. In Bangkok, about 81.4% of all populations in Bangkok have already received at least their first shots of vaccines, and meanwhile 94.3% of people aged 60 and over in Bangkok have already been inoculated with at least their first doses of vaccines. Related agencies right now continue to expedite inoculations nationwide, especially for those belonging to vulnerable groups, which are those aged 60 and older, pregnant women, and those who have the 7 underlying chronic diseases. And our target is to have 70% of people in this risk group vaccinated nationwide within September. Now, let me also give you another important update. Yesterday, the Deputy Prime Ministers and ministers of 2 ministries got together. That's the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Ministry of Public Health. They co-chaired discussions on improving the management and allocation of vaccines to all people living in Thailand. And the meeting also emphasized how the government would help support the production of our own homegrown vaccines, particularly our new mRNA vaccine that's being developed by a Thai medical research team at Chulalongkorn University. So you see in the slide we have some photos of the meeting that took place yesterday. And another positive development just happened early this morning when the Department of Disease Control, or the DDC, signed a purchasing contract with Pfizer BioNTech to secure 30 million doses of vaccines, which will be delivered to Thailand by the end of this year. And this was an amendment to the previous agreement of 20 million doses, because we wanted to procure an additional 10 more million doses. So that's good news for those who are waiting for Pfizer vaccines. Now, while I'm on the topic of vaccinations, let me give you also some more updated information about vaccinations for foreign nationals currently living in Thailand, which is currently now progressing very well. Private hospitals now are also assisting government efforts towards this end. For instance, as of 18th of August, we had 394 foreign residents who were inoculated at Samittiwed Hospital. And these also included people aged 60 and above, and also those with underlying medical conditions and pregnant women. And allow me also to reiterate that those who have registered on the website vac.consular.go.th platform will be contacted directly by the hospitals who will be administering the registrant's vaccine to inform the registrant of their vaccine appointments. And to date, already almost 4,000 foreign nationals registered through the expatvac.consular.go.th website have been given their confirmed appointments. And of course, this number will continue to increase as we work with related agencies to ensure that appointments will be secured for those who have registered. And as I mentioned earlier, appointments will be prioritized in accordance with the level of risk. So elderly, pregnant women, and those with the 7 underlying chronic diseases will be given priority for their appointments. And also inoculation services for registered foreign nationals have also commenced since Wednesday as well in other provinces, such as in Chiang Mai, in Khon Kaen, and Pattaya. And these will, of course, continue to be expanded as our vaccine supplies are replenished according to plan. Now let me move along to talk about the new confirmed cases and statistics reported today. We have new confirmed cases standing at 19,851 cases, of which 325 are from penitentiaries. So we have now active cases standing at 205,946. We have also positive cases from antigen test kits standing at 1,772 cases. We have separated the numbers just to make sure, because positive cases from antigen test kits are categorized as suspicious cases and not yet fully confirmed by RT-PCR testing. And so the 19,851 cases reported today are cases that have been confirmed by RT-PCR testing. And of course, those from positive cases from antigen test kits will amount to about 10 to 15% of positive cases daily. Now, some good news about new recoveries today, standing at 20,478. So new recoveries now exceed today the new confirmed infections. So total recoveries today we have standing at 795,805. Of course, we have quite a new number of fatalities today, standing at 240. That is quite a high number, and our condolences to the family and friends of the deceased. Now, on further observations from the CCSA meeting this morning, Dr. Apisamai also reported that cities or provinces which have recorded the highest number of new confirmed cases today still is Bangkok with 4,181 cases, Samut Sakhon with 1,556 cases, and Chonburi with 1,348 cases. And you can see the other provinces in the slide before you now. Now, reports of infections, again, are mainly surrounded in factories, in markets, in workers' campsites, and in offices, and of course, again, among family members. And also, infections continue to expand to provinces across the country. And during the past 2 weeks, the majority of fatalities were patients who had not yet received complete doses of vaccines or who were not vaccinated at all. So the CCSA reported today that since the 25th of July, we found that 2,969 fatalities were those who did not receive vaccines at all, and 26 fatalities were those who received some vaccines. So this information suggests a very important warning that we have been stressing all along, that even though you've received your first dose of vaccine, you still need to practice personal hygiene and social distancing, because you're still vulnerable to contracting the disease until you have received your second dose of vaccine. Now, Dr. Pisamai also mentioned today that we continue to receive overwhelming support from civil society and volunteers and also the private sector to set up community isolation centers, to mobilize help or to assist patients in home isolation schemes, which have greatly strengthened our public health care system so that they may be given more freed resources to treat patients with other conditions that need urgent medical attention. So our appreciation goes to all those private support groups. And of course, all of this support is going on in collaboration with what the government is doing as well. In addition to efforts that have already been going on, deployed by different government agencies nationwide to set up home hospitals, field hospitals, and transportation of patients, and also the CCRT units to conduct antigen test kits in local communities for active case findings as well. So this is all being done as a whole of society approach, and this will very much help us in our efforts to reduce the number of new confirmed cases. Now, moving along, I'd like to also update you on some activities from the Prime Minister yesterday. He visited the Faculty of Medicine at Chulalongkorn University to observe developments at the Chula COVID-19 research, which is being done on Thailand's own very first mRNA vaccine, and to follow up on the home isolation system that's currently being operated by King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital. And the government will fully support the production of domestically developed vaccines to help reduce vaccine shortage in the country. So you see here on the slide our Prime Minister very keenly looking on these very positive developments. Now, I have some very good news update on the Phuket Sandbox. For some travelers who have been vaccinated with Sputnik V vaccine and who also wish to join the Phuket Sandbox scheme, right now the Department of Disease Control, or the DDC, is in the process for final approval to allow incoming travelers who have been vaccinated with Sputnik V to join the Phuket Sandbox scheme. And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is already being prepared to receive applicants who have been completely inoculated with Sputnik V. So once the process from DDC is finalized, travelers may apply for a certificate of entry directly via the website coethailand.mfa.go.th. Now, that's all I have for you today. Once again, I'd like to encourage everyone to strictly follow the universal prevention guideline according to the World Health Organization, to practice personal hygiene, social distancing, and stay home as much as possible. and also register for your vaccine as well for as soon as possible. So I thank you for your very kind attention today. Stay safe and healthy and have a great weekend, and we will be back again on Monday. ขอบคุณค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ